Hey, welcome back. As you guys can see, we got some updates on the garage, we got some lighting, we got our banner, and today's mission, we're gonna try to clean the BMW off, because when it came from the workshop, it was dusty, it was dirty, so mainly we're gonna focus on the inside at the first, and then we'll go to the outside. And I got a little present for you guys, so stay tuned. So starting off with the interior, as you can see, it's just dust on dust on dust on dust. So it's gonna take some time, it's gonna take some elbow grease, and then we need to fit the rear seat covers, and after that we'll get to the outside because it needs a little DLC, but we'll get into that soon. So let's start cleaning. Getting into the basics, what we're gonna use. For the start, everything except the seats will go with the cockpit gear, and then once the main dust is off, we'll go over it with Carbon Collective's Rapid, and the seats will do with this leather cleaner. We're gonna use some microfiber towels and a little brush. So first thing, take the cockpit cleaner, make sure the nozzle is twisted to open, and just spray a little light mist everywhere, because this is gonna be caked on here, so like that. And then we're gonna take the microfiber towel that we're gonna use for the dirty stuff and just scrub. Just look at that, one place, but already getting better. So I'll see you once I have the dash done. So next step, steering wheel, everything the same, cockpit cleaner, spray it on, wax off, Mr. Miyagi. Let it sit for a little bit, maybe even agitate it with the brush. Get in between all the little cracks. And once you think it's done enough, just take your microfiber towel and wipe it clean. And just like that, way better. As you can see, the first layer's done. Looking pretty decent. Got most of the crust and dust off. Still waiting for the second clean one. Now we're moving on to the center console. Don't mind the rats there. That was from when it was sitting in the field. But yeah, let's crack on. As you can see, the center console is done for now. This is layer 1. We're still not done with the Rapid quick detailer, but I'm gonna let this first layer dry, move on to the door cards, get them cleaned up, and finish everything layer 1, and then come back with the Rapid. So let's move on to the doors. So with the doors, it's really easy. The easiest parts, just spray on, maybe go through the more smaller parts, wipe them out a bit, inside and out, like the door handles and stuff and the little buttons. And once you think you've had enough, just take your rag, wipe it off, get it all nice and clean. And don't worry, even if it seems glossy right now, when it dries, it's gonna be a matte look. It's not gonna look greasy, it's not gonna look wet, it's not gonna give you that look. You'll see when we get back to the dashboard, it's already pretty dry, and you can see on there. But first, let's clean this off like really good. And now we're just gonna let it dry. So the process is the same for every other door. So I'm not gonna show that, just to not bother you that much. But remember to like and subscribe, and let's keep moving forward. So next step, of course, is gonna be the seats. We're gonna use this leather cleaner. Again, make sure it's open. I keep forgetting. And once you have it open, just generously spray it on. We're not gonna worry too much. It's the first layer again. So we're gonna use our dirty rag just to get all the grime, dust and everything off. So make sure it's pretty covered. Don't worry, it's gonna dry in here anyway. Let it soak up for a minute. And then again, just rag. And maybe smaller areas like this, you can go with the brush, get deeper into the nooks, get them all cleaned out. And after that, just take your rag, go over the leather everywhere, and cleaner already. So once we have the interior mostly done with the first layer, we're gonna let it dry. Until that time, we're gonna take a look at some memorabilia I have from when I had the 350C, the events I went into, a little picture of it. We got a E36 sun visor with the Busha designs. We got the first license plates for the 350C, and even Nissan emblem. And for the final thing, the license plate I crashed the Nissan with. Yeah. So if you haven't seen that story, take a look at my channel. I'll have it linked down too. Since we're also on the topic of everything that's been done to the garage and the car moving on, remember, we got our merch out. You can get it in the link in the description. So check it out. First 100 orders get minus 15% right now. So act now, get them fast. And let's get back into the video. We finally have everything set up. As you can see, here's our first poster. Our little vanity plate. Some other random plates. And then the 350C corner. I like the garage coming together like piece by piece. We're getting there. Looking better and better daily. I think we're gonna start cleaning the engine bay now. I just realized I don't have a degreaser in all my stuff. I forgot the degreaser, but that doesn't matter. I'm gonna try the rapid. Try if we can get this cooked on not so good stuff out of here. So let's give it a test. I'm just gonna spray the rapid on it, like so. Okay. God damn, I forgot this smells so nice. Really, really good. And let's see if I'm just wasting product or is this actually gonna work. I don't wanna waste too much of it. I don't think I have enough rags for this though, because I think here we're gonna get pretty dirty pretty fast. But as you can see on plastic, like new already. Man, I love this stuff. It smells so good. Not too bad. Using the clean towel now, just so we can get it to dry faster, so we can see. And damn, that looks pretty good. Everything here is gonna need a polish anyway, so I'm not too worried about that. And I'm gonna crack on and I'll be back when it's all clean. So we've gone over it all with the rapid. The engine bay looks way better now. Like way better. Like considering the Rapide isn't grease remover, it did really well. It did leave a little bit of residue left. But otherwise, engine bay looking clean. We're gonna do the second layer on the inside now, and then we're almost finished for the day. So, the first layer is dry finally. As you can see, it's not glossy anymore, it's matte. Everything is almost clean. I mean, you can leave it like this, as is, no problems. But for me, I want that extra layer of protection. I'm gonna go with the second coat, just a light coat, just to put it on. Go over it with a dry rag, and you'll have it all protected. And it's a second layer, so any residue left from the first one will get wiped off, and just an overall better outcome. First passes, get the Rapide. Not a lot, not like the first time, so I'm just forgetting. Look how nice that looks compared to how it was now. A little bit of spray, see, you can see a little bit of dust and everything everywhere. So that's the final parts we're taking off with this. Get it all super nice and clean. Drop all your lighting equipment. Get the back ends. The dash is done. So I'm gonna go over everything else, and then I'll see you when it's fully done. Now, this is one that I don't know how I'm gonna film. So, as you can see here, we got a weird looking box with Bush written on it. So first of all, what's the box? Well, that's easy. If you come over to this side, you can see a Vibe 12-inch subwoofer, the Vibe Slick, and if you're wondering why it's got this drawing, well, let me tell you, it's a funny story. So, the year was 2019. I had my first ever car, my first BMW, which was a red 525i BMW E34. And in that car, I built my first subwoofer. On that subwoofer, the design you see is the first design I ever did for Busa, which is now Widebody, and this is what started it all. So I sold the car years ago. Everything from the car got stripped, got lost, and now a few weeks ago I saw my first subwoofer pop up on Facebook Marketplace, and I just knew I had to get it. So it's been a little while, but I got the subwoofer, so let's see how it sits in the E34, because I remember it was a pretty tight fit. Hope you guys can see clearly. Oh, bullet. So, not at all as bad as I remembered. It's gonna go in there something like that. So it doesn't look that tiny, it's just a 0.5 lens, so it just makes it look. Give me a second. So with the regular camera, this is how it is. We got a little bit of headroom there, and here's the amp. It's a 5-channel amp, so we'll get power to the subwoofer and we'll get power to our speakers. Don't be worried, this is not the setup that it's gonna be. This is just me trying to fit it, see how it is. And now let's go back to the last thing that we did and check out how the interior turned out. As you can see, doors nice and clean, chairs nice and clean. We haven't done the floors, we don't have a vacuum right now. And everything else looking nice and shiny. Ah, let me tell you, you don't want to miss out on this. So for the next video, the first thing we're gonna do next video is these door cards you see here. The center of them we're gonna re-leather, and after that's done, we're gonna put the door guards back on and we'll move on to the rear end. As you can see right now, the wing, spoiler, whatever is missing because we got a gurney flap for it, and instead of just painting it black, I want to carbon skin it myself, see how that turns out. So a lot of interesting content coming your way soon, so stay tuned and see you guys next time. Like and subscribe.